Yo, what's up, guys? Today we'll be talking about Guild Wars and what unit you should have to be good and versatile in Guild Wars. So, for what's Guild Wars? Guild Wars is basically a contest between guilds in which you hit the enemy towers in order to gain points, and this point determine your ranking at the end of the season. Um, this point can also be exchanged, same as Mystic Island, to a shop called the Guild Shop. So if you want to train for Guild Wars, um, you can train in Mystic Island since it works same since the enemy attack you first. But sometimes in Guild Wars, the enemy towers when you start the war will have question mark on them, meaning that the tower have not been scouted and you don't know the enemy turn orders, in which you have to strategize in order to get the 3 stars. So in order to get 3 stars, you will need to win, which give you 1 star. You will need to have less than 3 mercenary dead or equal to 3. um, you have to win the attack within 45 turns. So those are the requirement. Um, the more star you get, the more points you get also. So that's for that. For the unit that I recommend is total of 10 units, which is Zakan, Maya, Natalie, Elija, Grace, Gloria, Zenit, Lecliss, Chalkle, and Kuwik. So I'll put the unit name in the box description box below, and most of the 4-star units you can easily get through the jumpstart quest. If you Since we are having the jumpstart quest 2, and mostly um lists are 4-star, you could take or pick the unit that you don't have yet. So let's start with Zakan. Where is Zakan? So here is Zakan. The reason why I recommend you guys Zakan is because of his skill, which self-distort. So he counterattack with a fixed additional damage. So unit with 100% defense will die to this counter. Um, and the counter are based on his attack times 300%. So basically he have 1000 attack times by 3, you have 3000 plus. But if you put 2 assault rune to him, you could get around 6 to 7000 damage counter, depending on how good your rune is. Sometimes even 8k, but you need a insane amount insane good amount of rune for that. But he also have taunt, as you can see. So basically when he hit, he will taunt for 4 turns, causing him to get hit by the enemies. But since most team right now are using Rephitia, I recommend you guys not using him to attack first, because he will die to the Rephitia Gluty counter because of his low HP. As you can see, he only have 777 HP. So I would recommend you guys um, to position him in which the enemy hit him first and die to the counter, and not use him to attack. Next is Elija, Natalie, and Maya. So basically they have the same use of skill. They are mainly used for their concentrated fire and permanent taunt ignore. So what are these two skills? So basically taunt ignore is that you ignore the enemy taunt. Simple as that. So for example, if a Glacier or Grand Hilda are taunting, they will not hit that taunting unit. Next is the concentrated fire. So concentrated fire is a mark that you give to the enemy that are hit, and the mark and if the enemy have that mark, your next unit will focus on aiming that unit despite the enemy having a taunt. For example, if you mark Nautus despite the enemy having a Glacier taunting, your next unit will focus and aim for Danatas. You have to be careful because these concentrated fire don't last for long. As you can see, Natalie only give 8 turns. So what is the difference between Maya, Elija, and Natalie? There are Natalie is 3-star, Maya is 4-star, and Elija is 5-star. Each of them have different attack tiles. As you can see here, Natalie have one small attack tile, and this unit Natalie will hit the most front unit. So for example, if Lucius are in front of Natalie, Natalie will just hit Lucius despite Natas behind the Lucius. So be careful, and you have to remember that. For Maya, as you can see, um, she have one tile also, same skill as you can see. One tile, same as Natalie, but she is a skip tile. So basically, if these Lucius are in front and Natas are in the back, Maya will hit Natas and not hit Lucius because she is skip tile. For Elija, as you can see, Elija is a 5-star. She has 2 attack tiles. So for example, same example, Lucius and Natas, she will hit both and give both concentrated fire. So but remember that Elija have a quite attack, as you can see, a quite huge attack, 1200, and if you use assault rune for her, sometimes she will kill the enemy that you want to taunt, so be careful. Next is defender. We have unit Grace, Gloria, Zenith, and Lecliss. So that's same as the others. Let's start with Zenith. Zenith is a 5-star. So basically, she has concentrated fire also, but not on her hit. She is a counter, so she has permanent concentrated fire counter. So basically, the unit that hit her will get countered by concentrated fire. I don't recommend you guys getting her to a very huge plus because she is a niche unit, same as Maya, Elija, and Natalie. But for Maya and Natalie, you guys should be able to skill up her pretty easily. But for Elija and Zenith, they are both 5-stars. You have to use a 5-star book in order to skill her up. I don't recommend that. You can use her for what she has. She can give 5-turn concentrated fires when the enemy hit her. You can position her so that she will get hit by and the enemy will get concentrated fire. But please be mindful that she doesn't have very much HP, and because most units are very they have a lot of attack now, and because of heavy buff which is very high, they will definitely one-shot Gen. So which can sometimes screw up your 3-star strategy. So please calculate that when you attack. Next is Gloria. Let's talk about Gloria. So I mainly use her for countering Lyudmila. So because if you have Grand Hilda, you don't need Gloria, but sometimes people don't have Grand Hilda like me. We use, for example, if you have to put Natas on the back in which the enemy Lyudmila could hit, Gloria is a answer for those, because the enemy Lyudmila will get silenced by her skill. So basically that Lyudmila won't do any damage because of this skill. Silence, permanent counter, reflective counter with silence. So you don't need to skill her up. I just use her 5-star unawakened because I mainly use her to counter Lyudmila only. Sometimes you can also use Gloria if you meet units such as Glacier and Kaoli, in which you don't want them to taunt. You can also use her. But for Grand Hilda, the Grand Hilda will just taunt because she is immune to any debuff. Next is Lecliss. So Lecliss, she is a very niche unit because she taunt for 5 turns and then turn into a doll that doesn't taunt for another 5 turn. So basically she taunt for 5 turn and then turn into a bomb for 5 turn and then change back in that pattern. But if you calculate the enemy attack order, so for example, if the enemies attack before turn 6, you can use Lecliss so that the enemy will hit Lecliss first. For example, the enemy Christina, and you don't want the enemy Christina to hit your main army. You would want to have Lecliss to counter that. So I mainly use Lecliss if I don't have unit to block their attack and the enemy attack before turn 6. I use Lecliss to counter that. Next is Grace. So Grace is a 4-star unit. I recommend you guys having her. She is very easy to get. You can get her from the Jumpstart Quest 1, and if you still doesn't get her, you can go to the Jumpstart Quest 2 later on and get her. So the reason why I use her is because of her taunt prohibition counter. So basically, if the enemy have Cowley and Glacier that want to taunt, you can put Grace in form of her, and that Glacier or Cowley will hit Grace and they won't be able to taunt. Same as Gloria, but this she is a 4-star easy to get, and she prohibit for 2 turns and also nullify the taunt. For example, if that Glacier already taunt, she hit Grace, that taunt will be cancelled. But this doesn't work for Grand Hilda, same as because Grand Hilda is immune to any debuff. Next is Magicians. Magician and Supporter, I only recommend one unit. Magician is Chalkle, Supporter is Kuwik, because they work the same as Zakan. You guys should have them because of the self-destruct skill. So Chalkle is different from Zakan because he is a mage. He charge and you can ignore the enemy Refitia because at Chalkle attack at round 2. So despite of that, Chalkle attack counter attack is only 30% of his attack because he have more attack and because of this third skill. So basically when he will get critical rate boost every turn and attack boost at every turn at starting from plus 6, which is scalable to 5% and crit rate 3%. As you can see, this is only crit rate. This is starting from when in which he get his attack boost. So basically at early turn, Chalkle will only counter with not so much damage, but as the round goes up, he will counter with more attack than Chalkle. The reason why I prefer to use Chalkle is because Chalkle doesn't attack at round 1, so less chance for him to get killed by Refitia, and the skill in which he scale up more than Zakan. So same as I mainly use him to counter the enemy warriors. For example, Angelica and Edin, you can counter it with that. Next is Kuwik. So basically Kuwik is also 4-star bombs, as you can see, same as Chalkle and Zakan, but the difference is that first of all, he is a support at +9. His star is 3/3, as you can see, quite decent. Also remove any attack interference, but the difference is this. As you can see, counter attack with fixed additional based on his max HP. You want him to be plus 10 because this is where he get the most of his fixed counter damage. So the more bad, as you can see here, he only got 1400 HP. You will need a very good fighter rune for him so that he will be able to counter kill the enemy. Kuwik is harder to scale up than the others because you will need to plus 9 him, and for the rest, as Zakan and Chalkle, you will only need to plus 9 them. Don't really need to plus 9 unless you have extra resources in which you can expand to them. So yeah, I do recommend you guys having these units because they are very useful in Guild Wars. And sometimes if you have billiard, you can use it um, to help them so that they will not turn into so that they won't hit your KO count. For example, if you have Zakan won't be able to be get boosted, but Chalkle is able to get boosted by billiard buff. So despite reducing your KO count, you can get them to become a skeleton so that you can get better chance to get a 3-star from your attack. So yeah, that is all. Thank you for listening, and please do like, comment, and subscribe if you like what I the video today, and if you have any suggestion, please comment below. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you in the next video.